guys, it's Dag and I'm back. Like, you know when you bite the inside of your mouth and then for some reason you just keep coming back and biting it again and again and again, and it's a bloody pulp and it's a mess and you can't help yourself because hey, it's your face and it's in between your teeth and it's just, yeah, that's me. I'm back and it's Taco Tuesday, which means Chad Fist is on your screen and with his perfectly coiffed hair, and he's going to be playing some Final Fantasy XIV. But before we get into that, I wanted to let you know that today is Cow Appreciation Day, brought to you by none other than Chick-fil-A. They're the ones that created this mess, and they got to get us out of it, I guess. But I don't know if you guys remember the commercials where they say, you know, you got the cows or the chickens that are walking across and saying eat more beef. Well, that's Chick-fil-A's commercials, right? So anyway, they created this Cow Appreciation Day. So I guess what you're supposed to do is dress up like a cow. Unfortunately, I don't have any black and white outfits, so I just, you know, I'm wearing this. And yeah, go eat some meat or go drink some milk or something having to do with go chew some grass. Or smoke some grass? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, go do that. So, Chad, if you've been in a box and haven't watched me before, is my monk. He is about level 52, and I am currently playing him through the storyline between the original game of Final Fantasy XIV and the first expansion. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Let's get going. Come on, Chad. What are you doing here? Oh, where's my game capture? There it is. All right. Falk Brida awaits the commencement of the operation with barely concealed rage, and I get. Uh-oh. Am I going to go into an operation here? Maybe I am. All right. He's like, Rice damned fishback bastards. I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Oh, that reminds me. I have noticed that for some reason in my recordings, the cutscenes, if there is vocals in the cutscenes, they're not getting recorded for some reason, and I haven't been able to figure out why. I've gone through all my settings, and I've gone through the settings in Final Fantasy XIV to try to figure out what's going on. Haven't dug anything out that tells me this is what you need to do to fix it. So I'm just, yeah. I will try to keep up and read the stuff online if I can see it, and hopefully that way it doesn't, you know, go too fast and stuff. Good thing is that this doesn't blow through things that quickly, but I wanted to let you guys know. It's the Admiral. Hello, Admiral. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. She considers things. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. Okay. And everybody shows up. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the attack and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the self-same moment, a divisionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. Likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahuagin defensive effort. Chad and Istola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions should serve to thin enemies' defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Okay, and I nod in agreement. Thancred and Uguri, your mission is to lure as many Sahuagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take your heals and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Istola and Chad. And they get it. When all of this has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Athright, accompanied by Lady Menophilia, as we agreed. Well, let me keep you, friends, to battle! When last did we fight side by side, Chad? Not too long ago, I warrant, but come, let us away. Well, it's been a couple of months, but okay. What quest did I accept? Okay, where am I headed? Go through the first checkpoint and defeat any Sahuagin that appear. Is that this direction? Yes. Okay, so down. Oh, why am I doing this? Get on your mount. Okay, I gotta figure out straight ahead. All right, down here. No, I don't want the fate. Okay, these guys. Hello. Might I come through the gate? Oh, well, that didn't go well. Oh crap, I gotta go all the way. Oh man. Nice. Okay. Hell of a way to start a Tuesday. Alright, where was I supposed to be? I gotta go all the way to Alaport. Alright. No, that's right, I don't take this guy. I gotta go to Alaport this way. Alaport. I know I've got it. Don't I? Yeah, there it is. Alright, let's try this again. And this time, pay attention to where all the critters are. Okay, should I go in the back door? I don't want to do the fates. Okay. Okay, this looks like where I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to do this. Alright, one down. We're going this way, I guess. I just noticed that one of my spells is like crossed out. It's like, does that mean I can't do this anymore? Maybe I can, but I just can't do it this way. Okay, let's get this guy on here too. You're sitting. Okay, listen, lady, you were standing there and you let them beat my ass to death. Okay, fine, thank you. Am I supposed to talk to you? The summoning ritual is taking place at the Beatsman Athright deep within. Thither we must go. Thither we must go. Obstructing our way is a multitude of checkpoints. It would be well advised to dispatch as many enemies as possible along the way that we might avoid later interference. Okay. That works. Oh, and my ninja chat stopped working. Well, crap. It is going to be one of those days, huh? Okay, let's see what's going on with ninja chat. Oh, there it is. It's back. All right. Okay, we'll get rid of this guy. Oh, here we go again. Well, these guys are doing a number on me. Again? Okay, so why isn't this? Opens a chakra. Up to 5 chakra can be opened at once. Opens all 5 chakra. Steel action changes to Steel Peak when all 5 chakras are open. Okay, but it doesn't allow me to do that. That's weird. And of course, I don't know what's going on, so back down one. Well, let's see. I don't need to do that. I do need to fly. So we'll see if any of these... We'll see if any of these guys are, like, rezzed. Which means I gotta fight through them a second time. Did I not go the right way? Yeah, I went the wrong way. Other way. Is this guy chasing me? No, he's not. Okay, good. But this guy... Alright, I got rid of him without getting killed. Now I got two of these guys I have to eliminate. Okay. Alright. I hope they're not all going to be like that. Give it a minute to heal back up. So the next... Is there a guy that way? There's one that way, but we need to go this way. So the next checkpoint... I don't want the damn fates. I think they're just evil throwing these in here. Yeah, see if I can bring this guy out without stepping into the purple. Because if I step into the purple, then that means all the rest of those guys will start running at me. Yep, two more. Come on. Come and get me. Oh, another one. Hello. Oh, two more. Shit. I don't want to die again. Please don't let me die again. Alright, I have got through those guys. And the next one is over there. So I can either get into a pissing match with these guys. I think I'll take the... Oh, these are lower level. But they're beasties, so who knows? Might be a little tougher. Yeah, come and get me. Learning to wait until I am fully healed. Alright, now I got three of these guys at the same time. Oh shit. Okay, is there a way to pull one? No, all three at once. Fine. Oh, what happened? Where's my heal? Ah, shit, it's still down. Crap. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh, that was close. Okay, heal, 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 heal. How come I feel like I'm missing something here? Let's actions and traits. Boot chime, blah 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 blah. Action change settings, yeah. Okay, so this was meditation, and I don't even see it on my list any longer. Steel meditation. And then Steel Peak. Okay. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, that took care of it. Howling Fist is now 40. Alright. Yeah, I guess I ought to like go and look and see what I'm doing. It looks like Monk's been completely changed, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. Wouldn't be the first time. Let's try this. Oh, there's a Stola over there. First, I gotta take care of these guys. Ugh. Okay, Stola, what's going on? Oh. She got beat up too, so I have to aid her? Alright. So what happened? Pray do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Athelrite is close at hand. Let us press on. Ah, cutscene. Run, 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 run. There were nods in agreement. Oh, this is ugly. It says, damn them, they have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both. Did I miss much? And we got Ninja Girl here. Ooh, no, that's cool. So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must need forsake elegance for efficiency. She's intrigued. To the aetheryte. All right. Okay, who shot him? Ah, Merlewib. You'll forgive me my lateness. Always looks half asleep. I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends. And yes, Minophilia is happy about that. Just how long have you shriveled shore walkers tormented our kind? That's the guy with the funny hat. But no more, your time is at end. You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Okay. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery. Do you feel that? Minophilia felt something. Yep. Minophilia and Chad go into an epileptic seizure. I know this sensation is the echo. What? Fish such power, it is transcendent. Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. Took care of the priest. He's now transcendent. And he just goes into a different dude. Seven L's. Oh, that's what they all say. It says, strike me down if you will, it is futile. No, I am Borg. I am futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal. I am Borg. Resistance is futile. Okay. Almighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth. Die, damn you. Another shot. Okay, and we're going to go through this again. Yeah, here comes the blue ball, and it'll just float over to someone else. Foolish Jarwalker, you cannot kill that which is eternal. Okay. Ah, it's a sea serpent. Heavens forfend. Damn it all. She says that a lot. Damn you to the seven seas. Fish, my being ebbs away, but it should my rights be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary, you promised me everlasting. Okay, and this thing's pissed off. Where's it going? Is it coming back? Or did it just go in his... Where did he go? Yeah, that's what I just asked. What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. Easy for me to say. The Divisionary Squadron is lost. Oh, man. For mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea, but why does he not press this advantage? Unless... God save us! He means to unleash a tidal wave. Yeah, she seems concerned, huh? It's like, oh yeah, tidal wave. What do you know? Alright, so what do I do with the tidal wave? Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. There which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Okay, so I got a casting one, and I got a healing one. I think I'll take the healing one. Let's see. I don't think it's going to do me any good. Let's see if it does. Yeah, see, it doesn't even show up. What's the topaz ring? Why is that showing that way? Oh, because it's so low level. Is that why? Same thing with my hat? Oh god, yeah. So I need to replace these two items, I guess. Oh, I either need to, or I need to, like, add... I need to boost them somehow. Okay. Boy, I need to do some research on this game because it's starting to get complicated now that I'm into the next part of it. Merrill is brooding over Leviathan's return, except... though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none of that, you may be sure, but Lime Layan herself would struggle to best the Lord of the World in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. I guess just for that, we go back to Limsa and Laminsa. Alright, let's go back to Limsa and Laminsa. and teleport. Lower decks. Time to refresh my coffee. I only have 1 cup of coffee a day. Just one. But I do stop drinking coffee after noontime, because otherwise you guys will not want me streaming 24 hours a day. I'm obnoxious enough without it, right? Okay, where am I? Let's see. I need to go talk to her over here. Hey, Storm Sergeant. What's hanging? You are expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. Yes. Take me to the command room. So who all's in the command room? The Scions are, or part of them anyway. There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tide Gate in western La Noscia. Halfstone 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of a calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Halfstone and washed the soil away for good measure. Istola says the area was subsequently occupied by Sahagan. And she says, aye, the thrice damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their blood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure the Leviathan is stronger now than he was in his previous incarnations. Oh, lucky us. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Halfstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limson. Hey, Scrappy, how's it going? That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped. That was ever our objective, Admiral, but how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yalms of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses. I have had my butt handed to me 3 times already this morning. So it's like, yeah, I need more coffee to play this game, man. Okay. I've had a few technical difficulties and, yeah, all kinds of fun. I read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been the bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells. Is there no way that we might strike back? Company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience. As you can see, like, part of the technical difficulty is that, like, the messages are not showing up on the screen for whatever reason. Again, this time. They worked fine yesterday. They're not working today, so who the hell knows? Admiral, if I may. Okay, what do you got to say? Speak freely, Marshal, although she looks pissed. By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents. All these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time, but what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent. Of course, Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through the Garuda's Tempest, did he not? Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old Arcanist friend of mine. It makes a little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg this specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people of Naldig and Vilmilis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attack quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship large enough to bear such a burden? Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. Gods know I would be quicker than building a new vessel. It would be quicker, yeah. Miss Beard did this? Truly, Marshal, shall upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are a scholar. Now, from what I have gleaned... I'll get to that. Let me read this. Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessels to Leviathan. Today is... let's see. Today is... I have to look it up. I was right on my tip of my tongue, and then I forgot it. Cow Appreciation Day. So, I don't know if you're familiar with a restaurant called Chick-fil-A. It's something here in the U.S., but and they sell chicken, obviously, fried chicken, grilled chicken and stuff like that. So they had a commercial a few years ago where they had chickens standing on the side of the highway, and they were holding up signs above their head. This is "Eat More Beef." And the cows were, part of the commercial as well. They're like looking at each other going, what do they mean? So today's day, which is Cow Appreciation Day, was concocted by Chick-fil-A. And that's a made-up holiday, obviously. But yeah, that's what it's all about. It's like, go worship a cow today. You can dress up as a cow. You can drink milk. You can go grill a burger. Whatever it is. So anyway, that's today's holiday for the day. Now, from what I am gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessels to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Well, I usually do that first thing. So if you miss my first 5 minutes or so of the stream, then I'm happy repeating it. Not a big deal. It's just yeah, that's when I usually talk about it. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting such vessels will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of anyone. I volunteer myself. Oh, is this guy going to go down with the ship? 'Twas be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to the soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slaslin, commander of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste. At once, Admiral. And then there's a small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lemensa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light. Okay. Yes, my hair's in place. I shall go. Oh, I get to talk to you, Gary. Hello, Ninja Girl. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked along among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it should be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man who has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. Oh, really? Everyone's like, one of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim, and even should it be true, it is, as Istola said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not already know? There are a lot of people that claim to be company of heroes, and it's like, all through the game, it's like they've got these guys that come, oh yeah, I beat that pirate, or I beat up that Leviathan, or it's like, and they're all liars. It's like, Chad gets to go and like out them all the time. It's like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And yet, having wagered Limsa survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If this testimony should yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. Oh, she's pissed again. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on this supposed primal slayer's claims. Chad, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning of idleness. Okay. The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower La Nosha. The storm private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Okay. I guess I gotta exit. Leave the command room. Okay, I am going to check something real quick, so the screen's going to go black probably. I want to refresh the I'm going to refresh the chat, see if it works again. Maybe, possibly. And let's see. Refresh. Let's try this again because it should be showing up. Okay. There was a little blip in the screen a few minutes ago that it's like the entire chat. I have like a chat screen that on my second monitor that shows me what people are saying in the chat, and it went completely black. It just disappeared a few minutes ago, just before you came in and said hi. So I knew something was up with the chat, and I had got everything. I usually test out everything before I go live. So I had like test messages going up, and they were showing up on the chat, and then they stopped showing. So who knows? Something's funky. Where am I supposed to go again? I am supposed to go talk to the Heart of the Wild. This is Costa del Sol, and then over here. Oh, do I have this one? I guess I do. I have that one too. Ooh, this one's cheaper. Okay, I'm going to go to Morabee Dry Docks and then ride back. Yeah, thank you. You have a good one too, buddy. How are you doing, Mill? Have you had all your coffee? Are you thoroughly caffeinated? Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. You weren't too bad off after Sunday or whenever you went out. Saturday? That's this. Second cup. Yeah, but you got your son practicing on you driving, so it was probably good you were a little tipsy. Yeah, definitely. I have noticed is that as I get older, caffeine is no longer an alternative vice for me. It is something I desperately need. So it's like, yeah, I gotta do this. I'm guessing I gotta go inside. Yeah, there's the person I need to speak with. I like the way that they let me go inside on my mount. It's like, so World of Warcraft, you try to get into a door in a big monstrosity kind of mount like that. You usually go bonk and you hit your head. Yeah, it doesn't. It's just like, well, it's Final Fantasy, so who knows? Okay, Storm Private. Cutscene. Now look here, you'll have your bloody story right after you carry these sacks of grain over to Mill. Mill? What do you... Mill? I didn't know you wanted sacks of grain. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you. And before I mucked out the Chocobo stables. And before I rolled that millstone over to the mill. And also before... Oh, I remember this guy. He's the one in the bikini. Speedo! Yes. Gods, man. I have worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days. And do you hear me complaining? Okay, bah. 'Twas some of us ain't made for the rougher stuff. All right. I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Track Tom ain't a generous soul. Now pick up your ears, 'cause I ain't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting. You kin? A tale of Takaton's epic victory over the dread primal Leviabetus. Now, Leviabetus, huge. Make no mistake. To give you any idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide as across as his members long. And that ain't no mean feat, let me tell you. Now, I'm laughing at this because aside from the guy wearing a Speedo, there's a quest line in the original game where you run into this character already. And he basically is telling a bunch of tales about, yeah, I was part of this epic group of people and we did this and we did that. And you've, as part of the main storyline, you already have discounted the fact that this guy is a full-blown liar. And so it's like, yeah, you already know he's lying through his teeth, but it's interesting that they throw him back in for this next, like in between the two expansions. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see. Okay, so what else? When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting at me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hands at one stage, cause that proved me to be a grave mistake. He. What happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots, but not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let my mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now, there's some, as you say, can be truly beat Leviabetus, that you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Okay, am I gonna like... yeah. Yeah, this guy knows. He remembers me. Ah, it's you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. No marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them, and that we didn't need to know that. I mean, you'd have to lie to him anyway because he's wearing a Speedo, for God's sake. All right, that don't matter happen much. Me, members tiny. It's pathetic. Okay. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviabetus, but I have seen him with my own eyes. 'Twas a fair few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A big, massive sea serpent, some malms off the coast with a fleet of galleons making straight for it. Cannons firing. I was bloody scared. I soiled myself right then and there. Oh, thanks for sharing that. What? Oh, gods, just remember that day made me soil myself all over again. That smell. Okay. Hey, wait, if you're here asking after Leviabetus, I mean, you're planning to fight him, are you? Well, take care. He really is terrible, dreadful. I tell you, if you're not careful, you'll end up with it in his gullet and at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless, lying whoreson, I can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. Yeah, okay. Chad, this is Menophilia. See, it's a cell phone call. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon? Leviabetus? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at Moraby Dry Docks. Pray make your way back here as soon as you are able. Speak to the storm, and I did that. Okay, so now I need to go back to Limsa Laminsa. Oh, wait. I gotta find out which way I'm going. Into the heart of the world. Right, I gotta go to Moraby Dry Docks. Okay, where is that? we'll go there. I almost went the wrong way. Wouldn't be the first time. Ithiel Morg. Wonder what this guy is. Let's see. Examine. He is a miner? He's a level 93 miner. He has a cool outfit on, but helmet of gathering. Okay, he's out. It's got to be something else other than it. Well, maybe it's just... wow. All right. That's cool. See you. Bye. Get my fat chicken. Holding up a sign, eat more beef. Oh, there. I told you your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel of the Horror Eater, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to the prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The Horror Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give me the word, and we shall bear you to Leviathan. Okay. So before I launch into this next thing, I'm going to go take a real quick break, and I will be back shortly. So hang in there. I'm back. All right, let's see what Storm Marshal has to say. Enzar stands ready to send you off to your encounter with the Lord of Whirl. Accept. I know that look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, Whirl Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you she is capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldic and Millie Vanilli are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred and Istola, I would have you assist in this effort. It is to fulfill its purpose. Your divisionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Istola, if you would join the third levy, and Lady Yuguri the fifth. And off they go. By what words have I for the man who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these: go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storms, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of my own. Know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Chad. May the crystals bless you and keep you. Good thing for crystals. The Horror Eater Hard now accessible. Duty Finder has been updated. Ooh. Hard mode. Yippee. That is the entrance. I don't think I can do hard mode I don't think I can do hard mode by myself. We're going to find out. Can I? It doesn't look like it. The Sahagan reviled beast tribe native, but I'm going to have to in order to... Well, other parties recruiting. There's 8 of them, I guess. No duty has been... Oh, I thought I did. Sorry. Okay, so I am in queue for this now, I think. Yeah. Now we've got 1 tank, 2 tanks. Okay, we got a group. And they're towing the barge out there. So hopefully the whole group is like not running in and starting the fight, because I'm sitting here watching the cinematic. And I think people tend to be fairly kind, letting noobs like myself watch stuff so I can see what's going on. Where's the rest of the group? It's just me? All I see is myself standing on... Everyone's like, see ya, dude. It's been nice knowing you. Ooh. And we got these guys. Let's take them down. There's a lot of shit going on. Is that it? Nope. I'm just like watching everybody here. It's like, where are they all going? Got this groovy music that is like something out of the 1970s cop show or something like that. Certainly looks like we got him. Yeah. Well, for not knowing what the hell I was doing. That's cool. Alright, so what's going on with this over here? Did I get anything? Enjoy your story. Ah, cool. See, now people are telling me, it's like, cool, good to go. Enjoy your story, Chad. I did. Before I leave, was there anything here that I could grab? I don't see any chests or anything like that. I guess I just get it. Okay. Done. Yeah. And I'm back at the Morbi's dock. So, report back to the command room. So I go back to Lima Bean. No, I don't need a different one. Go back to there. Go talk to the folks. So that's an example of the difference in the community, right? So none of those people had to come help me, but they were like, hey, what the hell, why not? So they came and helped, and a lot of them were probably significantly higher level than I am, and that made the fight go very quickly. They've probably been in it more than once, and they probably have a whole hell of a lot better gear than I do. But at the same time, they came together and helped someone who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. And it actually is like, hey, this is cool. Now, if you went into a dungeon or an operation or a raid or whatever you want to call it in World of Warcraft and tried that, people would be harassing you from the get-go. They'd be just like, get a clue, noob, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, you suck. It's like, yeah, I know I suck. I can't get any better unless I go through this stuff and learn it and all of that. But yeah, they're not as forgiving. So knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during the past few visits. But today, I will permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You are an inspiration to us all, sir, and on that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Wink. Yes, okay, I'm going there. We Laminsons are sworn to strive till sea swallows all, and swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. I just noticed, it's like, that is a lizard tail that's on that girl, not a cat tail. So I wonder what she looks like underneath her hood, you know? It's like, huh, okay. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. You're welcome. Just give me some better gear than I've got. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard too for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, it is clear he was a resourceful soul. With that, had I a man like him in my service. They're talking about a pirate. Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, this existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. The experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world and boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of you people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them. And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred? Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Limensa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in the form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness. I'm heartened to hear this too. I noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning. I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents. Ha 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 ha. Though you labored to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts. Estola, you jest, of course. No, he's a ladies' man. So he's hitting on... He's like, I'm hitting that. But for a chance encounter with Alphanod's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Limensa, or received an education in Charlatan, or taken up his post in Ul'dah, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder. Mephilia, please. He's being outed. I feel so naked. It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred. Lady Ugira, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many more domans have since been engaged as frontier hands in reverence toll. More Dona is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Limsinian soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet, I'll have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions. We're in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it pleases you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once. You wished a word in private? I guess Estola needs to talk to her. The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Shahagan resorted to summoning their gods over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Shahagan initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends. I have not forgotten our conversation, Estola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagan's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply, that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay. And so you kill, that you might live. Yet, if living is a right, then that right belongs to all people, be they men or beasts. Men or beastmen. I'm not denying your reasoning, but when the storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it. These two always go back and forth at each other. As must we all, Admiral, stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end. So Limsa Lamensa is kind of a pirate state. They're like, you know, it's like you need to like. So they need to like. They always justify getting into wars and fighting and killing people and stuff like that. But it's like she's been trying to talk them into taking a different territory, different tact, so that they are not as brutal. Anyway, Yagiri says, man has ever put himself first and foremost, which, yeah. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different. Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live. And I got durability draught. That I could have used earlier this morning. And it spits me out on the lower decks. Oh, do I need to talk to him again? Xanathal has orders to point you in the direction of the Lemensinian underworld. Okay. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yagiri. To the south gates, a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Hayuran man there and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of the Lemensian society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a stronger bond than Mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here's the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. So I just need to go to a different dock. Oh, now, then we've got a guy who is he's a paladin, right? Just out of curiosity. Yes, paladin, level 51. He's not that much higher than I am. But yeah, nice gear. He's going through the storyline too. So I have a paladin that I was leveling, or a tank, I should say, but I have not done a live. Where am I supposed to go with this? Let's figure this out first here. All right, I'll go back down to go out to the crystal. I need to be down there, and I'm up here. So let's go back and go back downstairs. Is this the way to the stairs? I think so. No, I just came from there. Okay, this counts as my lost for the day. Where are the damn stairs? Lift attendant. Is it going to tell me to go? Nope. Buller call. Lift to Buller call. Take me to the Buller call. Hopefully, yeah, lower decks. There we go. All right, now I'm on the right level. And I need to run this way. So when I logged into the game this morning, actually I logged in last night to make sure everything's like patches and everything have been already applied. And when I logged in, it's like I have legacy listed next to each of my characters. I need to figure out what that's all about. It's like, you are a legacy player. Ooh. Whom got business with me, venturer? Here's a letter of introduction. So you're the man the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his sheet-eaten grin, but what with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. Ah, you must be the Far Easterner that Milrib says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, milady. I am Yuguri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess that first I learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa's a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose, I see. Know that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in the strength that our shadow lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? You'd come with us, Yuguri of what's it? We can get acquainted. Now, this guy talks like I do. We can get acquainted in more private surroundings. Haha, that didn't come out right, did it? Watch it, she's beat at your ass, dude. Master Chad, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Oh, so they're introducing a new class. Okay. So what do I get? So let's see what I got. Because I got like got a lot of crap is what I got. Weapon coffer. I got a new weapon. I'm going to open that up. And weapon coffer. Hellish Claws. Ooh. As opposed to Santa Claus. Let's see what I got. Hellish Claws. Definite increase. Okay. So we're going to equip. And I'm going to update the list. And let's see what these claws look like. Can I back up? And pull out my claws. So they're... Ooh! Those are schmancy. They look like the things I use to break up my brisket. or the stuff I use in order to tear up my pulled pork. Yeah. Cool. All right, I can live with that. And they're an increase. All right, so where do I go now? Make your way to the gate. Oh, back to the gate. Nope, I got this other... Gary wants to give me a quest first. Nafufu Nafu. Is she a... Let's see, what is she? I'm going to find out what this character is. Examine. She is a white mage. I was thinking, okay, so she's a healer, huh? Cool. I don't have any healer classes in this game. Okay, Yaguri has the air of a woman bursting with gratitude. And she has cool earrings. I don't know if any of them are better than what I have currently. So she has Noct. She has Gloam. And she has Auroral. So critical hit, let's see. Ooh, the first one, right? Critical hit plus 21. Strength? Yeah, probably. Probably the first set I would take. All right. Much and more has occurred since first I held Eorzea from the Galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage Even's Edge being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you overlong, doubtless. You have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Menophelia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Speaking in the Rising Stones. Okay, so I got to go back to the main location, which is Reverend's Toll. Gotta go inside. There we go. Cutscene. I've been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilebrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please bear with me. When the Sahuagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral secretly slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a conscious shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could be occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahuagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed in Leviathan. And the import of this observation, if the Ascian's mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, easy for someone else to say, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ashians may at last be within sight. With Uriger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. And here he comes, on cue. Uriger, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is aught amiss? Grave tidings from the Charlian motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldesion. What of them? My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more. Ooh. No more? Whatever do you mean? Did it get wiped off the face of the planet? I relate only that hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. So the isle just went poof. 'Twas postulated that a magic was evoked, like in Power of Ultima. Power 2 Ultima. Ultima's a different game. Sorry, guys. 12 Preserve. We're not playing Ultima. Oh, and then we got all these guys again. If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned. I'm lost. What's this guy up to? It is done, my lord. I forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve. Revolution. Ah, the war within. So we have plot thickeners being thrown everywhere. Okay, I need to pick one. I thought the knocked earrings were the best choice. So let's see if that was correct. Yes, it was. Yay! Equip those puppies. And save it. Right, Benphilia. Benphilia's thoughts keep... What are they? Oh, more earrings. Even star is determination, direct hit rating for... okay, so I'm going to take the pieces of silver this time. Benphilia's thoughts keep returning to the fate of the students of Baldesion. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything? No, no, it avails us not to speculate. Uriger will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, he must remain firmly focused. We must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of different matter. One closer to home. Okay, talk at me. It concerns arthritic. Yeah, that's me. Etheric fluctuations, which we have previously attributed to good King Mogglmog the 12th. Had to think about that. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have to thank. Yet, all is not well in the 12's wood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, they were mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Ashelia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What matter of problem? This is her mother, in case you guys are wondering. Hi, Mom. Well, not her real mother, because obviously one has a tail, one doesn't. This is the lady that raised her. There we go. Band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah, this time are come to reverence Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave to Domans. At present, they are in the seventh heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Ashlia, if you full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people, consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. This is interesting. They stick this immigration stuff in the game. And again, this is like 10 years ago that they did this. So things haven't changed much, huh? Chad, I should be grateful to your presence at this meeting. All right. I will go to the meeting and hear what they have to say. And I exit. I think the seventh heaven is just out the door. Okay, there's a draggle-tailed refugee. Draggle-tailed. I don't see any tail. But whatever. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minophilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you! We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one we got, what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man, not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but ever I can see what's coming. I know we had to run. The only question was where. And then it came to me, Reverend Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? Sure, you'd surely do the same for us. Apparently not. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for this organization of any of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. And so it is with this great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word, this is Tataru. Tataru? Is aught amiss? Tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphanod has been wounded. Really? What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady? We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I'm not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphanod and quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. And I agree, of course. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Palpomo will see to it. Alphanod is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Chad. So I gotta go to Ulda. And let's see, where is he? Find him on the map first. He is over by the Adventurers Guild. Alright, so let me take a taxi. Or an Uber. Adventurers Guild. Alright, up the stairs. And there he is. Doesn't look too bad off. Let's see if they put him in, like, if he's all beaten up and have bandages and stuff. Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I'm quite well. Ulda, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ulda is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. Now remember, this is a Japanese-made game, okay? So, and it's 10 years old. It has no bearing on current affairs except for the fact that, gee, it's interesting that they were talking about this at the same time, at that time, 10 years ago. To an Uldan, the money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Al Amigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. If they have no wealth, no power, and no worth, to the Uldan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Raban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day and no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry, the manner of Lord Lolorida's refusal to grant Doman's asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monitorists, and you may be sure that make no effort to conceal their opinions. It is only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. that the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasion to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they returned, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending. And let's see, I already said I was going to like just go with the... I don't think this is going to help me out. Vitality, determination. Yeah, I don't think so. Daystar, Evening Star. Yeah, so just take that. Alphanod. So I got rings this time. Okay, the Noct ring looks like the one I'm going to go for. I'll accept. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have been begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Bond has to say upon the matter. All right. Well, I didn't get into the secondary quest line today, but that's okay. This has been an interesting quest, and I'm going to figure out how much further this quest line has to go before we get into the first expansion portion of the game. So this is as good a place as any for me to say we're done for the day. If I don't see you before then, have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping by. See you soon. Bye.